A young mother disappears without a trace, leaving behind more questions than answers. As police dig deeper into the case, every new clue only adds to the mystery. But eventually, a chilling trail of evidence leads them to a dark truth, one that no one could have imagined. Welcome to Old Casebook. Today we open one of the most haunting and heartbreaking files in recent history, the tragic case of Ashley Mead. This is a story that shocked communities, raised countless questions, and left investigators racing to uncover the truth behind her disappearance. So sit back as we revisit the evidence, retrace the final moments, and uncover the chilling details hidden inside this disturbing case. Let's begin. Ashley Mead was born on November 14, 1991 in the small town of Warren, Pennsylvania. She grew up in a large family surrounded by siblings and developed a deep love for creativity at an early age. Singing, poetry, and fashion were her passions, and she adored nature. She always dreamed of traveling, and over the years she explored almost every state in the U.S., even visiting Canada and Mexico. After high school, Ashley moved to New York to study liberal arts, later transferring to Louisiana State University in Shreveport. That's where she met Adam, and the two began dating. For a few years, she stayed focused on her studies until her life took a devastating turn. A serious car accident forced her into a long recovery, and the medical bills that followed pushed her into overwhelming debt. Unable to continue school, she dropped out and began working full-time. Around this same period, her relationship with Adam fell apart. They broke up, and shortly afterward, Ashley discovered she was pregnant. Despite everything, she was overjoyed. She dreamed of giving her child a stable, loving home, and she and Adam decided to co-parent their daughter. By that time, Adam had moved to Boulder, Colorado to study culinary arts, and Ashley soon followed. The two settled into an apartment at a small residential complex, and not long after, their daughter, Winter Daisy, was born. Though they weren't romantically together anymore, they remained committed to raising their little girl with love and shared responsibility. A few months later, Ashley found work as a preschool teaching assistant. She later joined an organization dedicated to helping children from low-income families prepare for school. The job was demanding, but Ashley had a natural gift with kids. They adored her instantly. Everything continued normally until February 2017. Ashley was 25, balancing motherhood and her work with children. But on February 13th, she didn't show up for her shift. Her coworkers grew concerned and tried calling and texting her, but she didn't respond. When she missed work again the following day, one of her colleagues contacted police for a welfare check. Officers arrived at Ashley's apartment complex and immediately noticed strange things. The outdoor lights near her entrance were on even though it was daytime. The front door was unlocked, so police entered and began searching. There was no sign of Ashley, her daughter, or Adam. Inside, more red flags appeared. Ashley's phone, purse, and driver's license were still there, yet her car was missing. In the kitchen, a half-cooked meal sat in the oven, as if someone had started preparing dinner and never returned. Everything felt wrong, so police contacted Ashley's parents. Her mother said she hadn't heard from her in days and was shocked to learn her cat had been left behind, something Ashley never did. She always took her cat with her wherever she traveled. Growing increasingly worried, her mother began calling friends and relatives, but no one had spoken to Ashley recently. Police tried calling Adam too, but he didn't answer, and when they attempted to track his phone, they found it had been turned off. Ashley's phone was handed over to digital specialists who quickly uncovered key information. Her last activity was on February 12th, her day off. She had spent it running errands with Winter, shopping for a new dress, and taking photos before heading home. Interviews with neighbors helped investigators build a clearer timeline. One neighbor saw Ashley taking out the trash around 6 p.m., and sometime before 9 p.m., Another neighbor heard a loud, heavy thud from inside her apartment, like someone falling down the stairs. Everything went silent afterward. This detail stood out, especially because Ashley's phone activity stopped around that same time. Detectives soon discovered another lead. Ashley had recently started dating a man named Harvey. They reviewed their messages and noticed some texts that seemed suspicious. When questioned, Harvey allowed police to search his home and phone without hesitation. His alibi checked out, friends confirmed he had been with them the night Ashley disappeared, and phone data supported his story. With Harvey ruled out, investigators continued searching for answers. Since Ashley was still missing, police began tracking down Adam's relatives in hopes of finding him. That's when they got their first major break. Adam's parents in Louisiana revealed that he had shown up at their home on February 13th with little Winter, but without Ashley. His unexpected visit surprised everyone, especially because he hadn't told anyone he was coming, and the drive from Colorado to Louisiana was nearly 1,000 miles. Adam explained that he planned the trip so his daughter could spend time with family. He stayed the night and left the next day for Arkansas to visit his grandmother. Detectives instructed his relatives to contact him and tell him to call the police immediately. At first, Adam ignored their calls, but eventually he turned on his phone and spoke with investigators. He said he had no idea where Ashley was and claimed he had been trying to reach her, but she never responded. According to him, on the evening of February 12th, they had gotten into a serious argument. Adam admitted that during one of their arguments things turned physical and he had hit her. After that, he decided to leave the house for a while to avoid escalating the situation, and he took Winter with him. He also admitted to taking Ashley's car, saying he didn't have one of his own. At that point in the conversation, Adam revealed that he had already left Louisiana and was driving through Oklahoma. His story didn't sit right with detectives. Something felt off. The more they thought about it, the more they suspected he might have played a direct role in Ashley's disappearance. But because he was already in another state, they couldn't simply bring him in for questioning. Then they noticed a crucial detail. Adam wasn't listed on Winter's birth certificate. Legally, he had no right to take her out of state without Ashley's permission. Detectives used this to their advantage and contacted police in Oklahoma, requesting that they detain him. Hours later, patrol officers located Ashley's car, and Adam was taken into custody. Thankfully, Winter was found safe with him. While detectives prepared for interrogation, forensic experts examined the car, and what they found was deeply unsettling. Under one of the back seats, they discovered traces of blood. Tests later confirmed it belonged to Ashley. For the first time, investigators had physical evidence suggesting Ashley might no longer be alive, yet they still had no idea what had actually happened to her. That was about to change. After speaking with Adam's parents, detectives received an unexpected call from his younger sister. She explained that she hadn't seen Adam and Winter the day they arrived, but she had stopped by her parents' house the following morning. When she walked inside, Adam's reaction shocked her. He looked genuinely startled, extremely nervous, and his behavior felt strange. Then she noticed cleaning supplies scattered everywhere, as if he had been scrubbing something in the guest bedroom. When she asked what was going on, he gave a bizarre explanation. He claimed he had suddenly gotten sick and thrown up on the floor, and he was just trying to clean it before leaving. She offered to help, but he immediately refused and rushed her out of the house. Detectives wasted no time. They went straight back to Louisiana with forensic experts and searched the house. What they found was horrifying. In the guest bedroom Adam had been cleaning when his sister walked in, investigators discovered multiple traces of blood. But that wasn't all. In the backyard shed, they found an electric saw and a barbecue lid, both covered in blood. When the evidence was sent to the lab, the results confirmed detectives' fears. Everything pointed toward Ashley. At this point, it was clear she hadn't simply disappeared. Something terrible had happened to her. But there were still so many unanswered questions. If Adam had killed her in Colorado, why would he transport her body more than 1,000 miles away? And what did he do with it after leaving his parents' house? As detectives prepared to confront Adam with these new revelations, the case took another unexpected turn. That same day, February 15th, Police in a small town in Oklahoma contacted investigators with disturbing news. Early that morning, a gas station employee went outside to take out the trash when she noticed a suitcase sitting near the dumpster. It looked brand new, which immediately struck her as strange. Why would someone throw something like that away? Curious, she decided to open it. But the moment she unzipped it, she instantly regretted it. Inside were human remains. When police officers arrived, they confirmed that the suitcase contained a human torso. The remains were sent to a lab for DNA testing, but at first investigators had no way of identifying the victim. Soon, word began to spread about Ashley's disappearance. Oklahoma detectives connected the dots and contacted the team working her case. They shared the DNA sample from the torso, and it was a match. Investigators then requested surveillance footage from the gas station, specifically the cameras facing the dumpster area. What they found was exactly what they expected. Footage of Ashley's car pulling up as Adam stepped out, carrying the same suitcase, placing it beside the dumpsters, and then driving away. With this evidence, detectives were finally able to piece together a chilling timeline of what likely happened to Ashley. Based on the evidence, they believed Adam had killed her on the night of February 12th, while they were at home. After that, he came up with a plan. Visiting his relatives would give him the perfect cover to dispose of her remains in multiple states, making it harder for police to track them down. Since Ashley's blood had been found inside his parents' house, detectives suspected Adam had transported her body there. He waited until his parents left for work, then used his electric saw to dismember Ashley's remains. Afterward, he hit the road, dumping pieces of her body along the way. This realization made one thing painfully clear. Adam could have stopped anywhere along his route, which stretched for hundreds of miles. The search for the rest of Ashley's remains became incredibly difficult, but detectives refused to give up. They carefully reconstructed his travel path, tracing his journey from his parents' house to the spot where he was arrested, hoping to find more surveillance footage showing him disposing of additional remains. Eventually, they found what they were looking for: CCTV footage from a gas station in the small town of Moreland, Arkansas. The video showed Adam throwing something into a dumpster, but by the time investigators discovered this, the dumpster's contents had already been taken to a landfill. Determined to recover whatever he discarded, police launched a massive search effort. More than 40 people combed through the landfill, but despite their best efforts, they found nothing. Even though Adam's guilt seemed undeniable, the fact that parts of Ashley's body were still missing posed a serious challenge. Without a full body, medical examiners couldn't determine her exact cause of death. The torso showed cuts and abrasions, injuries sustained while she was still alive, likely as she fought back. Adam, however, stuck to his story. Even when detectives laid out the evidence, he refused to confess. He insisted that he and Ashley had argued, that he left with their daughter, and that she was alive when he last saw her. But with the overwhelming physical evidence against him, detectives didn't need a confession. They arrested Adam and charged him with murder. As prosecutors built their case, they uncovered another damning piece of evidence: Adam's personal journal. Inside, he had written about wanting to kill Ashley long before the murder. His journal revealed deep resentment. He believed she was only staying with him for their daughter's sake. In a way, he wasn't wrong. Ashley really was only living with him temporarily for winter, but that had been their mutual agreement. Still, Adam wanted more from their relationship, while Ashley didn't feel the same. At the same time, his journal showed how much he loved his daughter and how terrified he was that Ashley might take her away. According to prosecutors, this fear was the breaking point. They believed Adam was jealous that Ashley had started seeing someone new, even though their relationship had ended nearly 2 years earlier. More than anything, he feared she would leave him forever and take their daughter with her. That, they argued, is what pushed him to commit murder. In a desperate attempt to cover his tracks, Adam tried to make it look like Ashley had simply disappeared. He even called and texted her after killing her, pretending to be worried and unaware of her whereabouts. Before the trial, it was revealed that Adam had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and PTSD from his military service, but that didn't change the verdict. In April 2018, a jury unanimously found him guilty of murder. He was sentenced to life in prison plus an additional 12 years. Adam later tried to appeal, but his request was denied. To this day, he remains behind bars and still refuses to reveal where he disposed of the rest of Ashley's remains. One final detail worth mentioning is that after Adam's arrest, Winter was placed in the custody of Child Protective Services, despite both sides of the family wanting to take her in. What happened to her afterward remains unknown, as authorities have kept the information private due to her age. All that remains is the hope that she was eventually placed with relatives. This was the haunting and devastating story of Ashley Mead, a case that continues to echo with unanswered questions and unimaginable tragedy. Thank you for joining me here on Old Casebook. If you found this video informative, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and support the channel for more dark and mysterious cases from the past. Until next time, stay safe, and keep the casebook open.